Let me get my YouTube up and going and going live. Hello, Lee, aka Les Brown, is in the house. Hello, hello, hello. So I'm really doing this live stream because hello, Miss Kearney. I didn't see on your Facebook, Miss Kearney, where you shared your income tax return testimonial. So I tried to share it for you, but I didn't see on your personal page where you shared that. A lot of people need to hear, and they need real live people that share their testimonies of giving them the power of a home-based business. So let me see what's going on. Good evening, everyone. Let me get on my YouTube. See how my channel look now. Okay, she says she got it. All right, looks better on YouTube as well. So, she said she'll post it tonight. Good. So, I'll tell her testimony for her while we're live. She received her biggest tax refund just because she took action last year, right? And implemented the home-based business strategies. So right now she's working on the same home-based business strategy, but she's also improving her credit score. So if you want more information on how to improve your credit score, good evening, Essential Everyday C-Star YouTube. I like that YouTube name. You're working on improving your credit and you want more tax deduction, which means more tax dollars. Then you definitely need to join with me this year in your home-based credit repair business. Now, for those who are new to me, maybe this is your first time watching, can you all hear me well on YouTube as well? Because I don't think I have my sound connected. I was feeling a little weak today. I've been going to the sauna this week, and I think I got a little dehydrated. I really didn't feel like going live, but I did finally. Okay, volume is good. So let's get into student loan borrowers, significant drop in their credit score following the CARES Act protection, right? Okay, thank you. Sounds good. All right, so student loan borrowers are seeing a significant drop in their credit score following the CARES Act protection. The federal government paused student loan payments for millions of Americans to help them through this crisis. But some have learned that some loan service providers for them reported student loan borrowers to credit agencies because of this, right? Yeah, I need to drink plenty of water. I went to the sauna three times this week, and I don't think I dehydrated myself well. So thank you. I will drink plenty of water, and I will bring plenty of water to the sauna next time that I'm in there, right? Because I am keeping my health intact. So this is causing some people credit scores to drop dramatically, even though they didn't do anything wrong. Now, if you all know, I've been coming before you, forewarning you that in July, you are going to see a change in the scoring system or model of your credit score, of your FICO scores, automatically. Nothing that you have done or no fault of you. It's just that banks are going to position themselves where they don't take on any risky debt or any risky loans or credit card transactions during this crisis. So even if you have the option of defaulting on payments, whether it's student loans, whether it's your mortgage loans, or whether it's your credit card statements, right? You are still, or you may already have a negative mark on your credit reports, right? Even if it's in deferment. So, one lady I'm reading from the article said she checked her credit scores and they had fallen for more than 50 points. She panicked, right? She also was ready to try to refinance her home. She didn't know what to do because she hadn't done anything wrong, and this was a blow to her credit. Both women had the loans automatically paid each month. They never missed a payment. The Federal CARES Act paused the student loan payments to give relief to borrowers during this crisis. And we have noticed that loans are being deferred until September. And she's saying that she thought that was great, but her loan service provider reported the pause to the credit agencies and her scores dropped because of it. And so this is me reading directly from the article. They also, all of the credit reporting deadlines is something that weren't able to get programming done by that deadline, right? So this is what I'm trying to inform you all. Even with these student loans deferment until September, even if your vehicle loans until August, even if your credit card, right, until August, it's still going to show low, slow payment, result of natural disaster, which is going to drop your credit report. Now, some people might be asking, well, I haven't heard of anyone else or anyone that I know of reporting that they have those issues. People haven't checked their credit reports. That's why. I know this is probably hard for you to believe, but people usually don't have any monitoring services for their credit report. And the only time that they know what's on their credit report is they go to try to get something financed or get something refinanced and they don't get approved. And then that's when the wake-up call of, oh, I have bad credit. Because people do not check or know, or they don't even oftentimes want to invest in having their credit score. You can go on Experian, people. And Experian is a free service for you to get your FICO score. It's the, on Experian, it's the FICO 9 score, but it's still FICO, which means it's not a Vantage score. So even if you wanted to continue to use Credit Karma just to get some idea, even though it's a Vantage score, which means it's not used by banks and lenders, but you still will have some type of idea if your credit score has dropped or plummeted. So go to Experian free website, get your free credit FICO score from FICO 9, right? And also Credit Karma or Mint. Essential Everyday Worker says she checked her credit score 3 to 4 times a day, right? It should be that serious. Things that you should check on a daily basis is your checking account balances and your credit scores. So you need to be on top of that, because just like during Hurricane Katrina, when there were residents or people in Louisiana that had the opportunity to cash out of their homes, meaning that their loved ones or a family member, they inherited a home that was paid for and it was rich in equity. Because they had bad credit and oftentimes bad negative cash flow and negative credit, they could not pull that equity out of their homes and escape and get out of Louisiana for Katrina. They had no money, no means. And so they had to stay during those times of crisis because they had cash in their homes, but they didn't have the credit. And sometimes both the income and the credit to qualify. And so in these cases, there are some people who want to put out equity or the cash in their homes, and they don't have the credit score to qualify, right? So the next topic of discussion I want to discuss is the stimulus check, the second round. There were some posts on my Facebook page concerning the stimulus checks. the second round, and a lot of people, I think, were under the thought or the influence that because this passed in the House, right, that this was automatically done, right, or that it's automatically going to happen. So let's talk about the bill passed for a second stimulus check and hazard pay for essential workers. I'm all for hazard pay for essential workers because they were receiving a $2 an hour increase in their hourly wages. And from my understanding of the latest news that I've read, that $2 an hour increase that they received is at the point of being taken away, right? So I felt like they should have gotten more than $2, but even now they're talking about taking away the $2. So the House successfully passed a fourth stimulus relief package yesterday, right? The $3 trillion HEROES Act contained the second round of $1,200 stimulus checks, $200 billion in hazard pay for essential workers, and 6 months of additional COVID-19 unemployment. 6 additional months of the COVID-19 unemployment funding for states. So that's your $600, right? Local governments and food and housing assistance and other things. Overall, 3 stimulus relief packages have so far become law, right, and are currently being implemented throughout the nation. But the Republican-led Senate is pushing against injecting more stimulus money into the economy. Democrats are looking out for us. Okay, easy. We'll get into that. Let's see. Now, this has to pass to the Senate, which is led by Republicans, which is up to vote for Thursday. So this is not done yet. This is not set in stone. This is not, okay, yeah, it's going to be 6 more months of unemployment for $600. It's going to be another $1,200, right? This is not set in stone. It has to pass the Senate as well, and which is led by Republicans. Now, let's get more into details about what you need to know about this Stimulus Act. It's other than expanded unemployment benefit. The bill can also economic impact and payments up to $6,000 per household. Be structured by individuals earning up to $75,000 will get a one-time $1,200 check, and couples earning up to $150,000 would be eligible for $2,400. Some differences though, like if you have a maximum of 3 dependents, which I like regardless of age, also would get $1,200. So this time, if you have a maximum up to 3 dependents, regardless of their age, you can get up to $1,200. So for me, for example, I have a dependent daughter. She's 20 years old. She didn't qualify in the first round, but this second round will qualify. The first round of stimulus check excluded adult dependents as well, including many college students. The second round will not do that. Additionally, immigrants with taxpayer identification numbers, TINs, would also be eligible for a payment this time around. So, you know, it's pretty good benefits, especially for the immigrants. Now, unemployment benefits. 30 million Americans who filed for unemployment claims over the last 2 months. The HEROES Act would extend measures from the stimulus package, unemployment benefits until, check this out, January of 2021, right? Gig workers, which is good, independent contractors, part-time workers, and self-employed, right? That's great. Self-employed would also take advantage of unemployment benefits up to March of 2021. This is the kicker: student loan forgiveness. What everybody wants to jump, shout, scream about. Student loan forgiveness. The CARES Act suspended interest and payments for most people with federal student loans until September the 23rd of 2020, right? The HEROES Act extends that pause through, give me a drum roll, September of 2021. It all expands to our federal student loan. Now, I'm going to repeat this: interest and payments, which would be a great thing, because right now, because I teach, thank you essential workers for those emojis. Yeah, I got my drums and my fireworks going, my boom emojis. You know, that would be great, because it's the interest and the payments. Like right now, because I work in public schools, I make zero interest on my student loans under me working in a nonprofit organization, right? And so it's zero payment that counts as a payment, right? The Student Loan Forgiveness Act, but the interest still occurs. So if it's zero, if it's no interest and payments, that's a great thing up to September of next year, 2021. This expands to our federal loans, including federal Perkins loans, some FFEL program, and HEAL loans not owned by the Department of Education. That's great. Now let's look at, but it goes much further than that. It counsels, give me another drum roll, please. Counsels up to $10,000 for some federal, right? For some federal and private loans, right? And thank you, Essential Everyday C-Star, and private loans. So if this could pass through the Senate on Thursday, through the Republicans, this will be great. You know, this will be great. Now, rental and mortgage assistance. The country's 40 million plus renters have received little additional federal support since the coronavirus shutdown begins. The HEROES Act changes that, providing around $100 billion for rental assistance. It will be distributed, and an existing nationwide grant rental assistance program will verify a tenant's inability to pay rent and give vouchers to cover rent and utilities, right? Then it also covers hazard pay. The bill would establish $200 billion fund to provide hazard pay to some essential workers. This will come in the form of a 13 per hour pay premium on top of, right, a 13 per hour pay premium on top of their regular pay for all hours worked in essential industries until the end of 2020. I really do love that for the essential workers, right? Because they carry the back of America on their shoulders. Everyone was, the only places that were open, everyone was bombarded there in America. And have you all ever asked yourself this question? Why were there absolutely zero reportings of any customers during this time getting sick while shopping at big businesses like Home Depot, Lowe's, Walmart, Target, PetSmart, etc., etc.? The media reported not one customer getting sick or infected while shopping at any of these big businesses. Millions of people transported through there throughout the day, some with face covering, some without. And the media, not one customer Did they say while shopping at Walmart, while shopping at Homes, while shopping at Lowe's, this customer believed they retrieved or they came into contact with someone? That should raise an eyebrow to you all. That should raise an eyebrow, because there was nothing done to prevent this crisis or this, health epidemic from spreading from the big businesses, except with the exception of some big corporations in the United States are too big to fail. And the media is not going to advertise or put anybody, a big CEO, at risk of getting sued. And you know what? No one did contract it while shopping at these big businesses, because I tell people it's not what you think it is. But that's a whole nother video for another day, right? It's not people, and I even shared this on my Facebook page. You should have been building your immune system, because what you all don't know, that right now China and the United States are at war over 5G technology. Yeah, over 5G technology. They are at war. The United States don't want to allow those chips to be exported in for China, which is big money and big business. That's how big 5G is. But then you need to understand the effects of 5G radioactive waves. Once you find the source of what's affecting people with weak immune system, you have to identify the source. Meaning that if you think that disinfectants is going to help this, then you won't ever that's not the source. Disinfectants, Lysol, Clorox, that's not going to combat 5G radioactive waves. So what you need is to build your immune system. Vitamin D3, getting out, getting sunlight, start eating healthier, exercise, zinc, vitamin C, black elderberry. But people don't want to do that. That's too hard. See, it's much easier to put a thin piece of paper over your mouth that's about this thin, right? And to go out and say, I'm just going to stay at home and be lazy, than to get out, exercise, and change your eating habit and actually build your immune system. See, it's easier to just buy a little thin mask. That mask is so thin, I don't know why people think that would stop a virus from contracting anyway. Those masks are paper thin. I'm like, really? But anyway, that's off topic. So, hazardous pay, $200 billion, $13 per hour per premium on top of their regular pay for our workers working in the essential industries to the end of 2020. Next step, this bill will now head to Senate. This is the next step, people. The House passes, the Democrats. This has to go to Senate, where it is unlikely to gain much traction among Republican Party. On Thursday, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell called the bill an unserious product. He's a Republican from Kentucky. An unserious product from an unserious majority. President Donald Trump said this week that this bill is DOA, dead on arrival. So it sounds good. Right, Brandon said those thin masks are meant for nurses to stop bacteria in the ER, not for viruses. Exactly, might help with bacteria, surely doesn't help with viruses. Hey, my sweet auntie, she's online on Facebook. She said, yes, he did. So I had to go live because there were so many people on Facebook was like, hey, $600, it's going to be extended to 2021, and we're going to get this second stimulus. It's already passed the House. I'm like, yeah, but it has to pass the Senate, people, which is Republican led. So will the Republicans pass it? Now let me tell you all about this as well. If we are giving additional stimulus, there are some people that are saying, well, you know what? We need this money. We need it now. I'm not concerned about taxes, right? I'm not concerned about taxes. You need to be concerned about hyperinflation and inflation. YouTube, I need you all to hit the thumbs up. I only have 50% of thumbs up. Steven Johnson said, my job is an essential business, so I should be able to get that extra $13. You should, Steven, if it's passed. If the Senate would pass on that, right? But let me tell you this. I know. Well, first of all, let me go over this. Yesterday, I was out and about because I had to get some things for my condo, my investment property. And this is what I saw with my own eyes. People were out shopping at retail stores. Amazon online sales have increased, which means more people were shopping online. People that have stimulus and have their unemployment begin increasing shopping online. And people, there were lines. I'm from Mississippi, right? Outside of the Mexican restaurant. People were waiting in lines to go eat. I would not eat at a restaurant at this time because I know they are serving food that they probably had in the freezer during this entire crisis. You probably not getting the fresh food because it's hard for grocery stores to get the fresh foods right now because of transit problems, right? Hello, Melvin. So I definitely wouldn't be the first in line to eat at these restaurants. I'll wait until maybe July or mid-June until all of that, until all of that food that they probably been keeping on freeze for the last couple of weeks, let other people get that, eat that. I don't want to have food poisoning or anything like that. Then they'll be calling that COVID, and it actually be food poisoning. So I'm definitely not getting first in line right now to get any restaurant food, right? So, okay, yeah, my aunt said they're not likely to do it because Nancy Pelosi wrote the bill herself, and you know, Republican Party. Let me tap the rest of this. Republicans care very little for her, including Donald Trump. You're absolutely right. So this has to pass to the Senate, which is Republican-led. But I'm telling you, I saw people at TJ Maxx, Steinmart, hello Ryan from Facebook. I mean, shopping at retail stores. And I'm like, you know what? This does not look like a broke America. Why are you people still, you miss your king crab legs? I know. Retail, spending money at retail clothing right now. These are not essential. And I think people think that this economy is going to have a bounce back real quick. People, it's going to take years to get out of this. Because let's say, I shared on my Facebook page that on 9/11, get the date, 9/11 of 2019, President Trump sent out a tweet that we, the United States, should go to negative interest rates. Now, why he was thinking about that on 9/11 in 2019, I don't know, right? It's excitement of getting out the house. I guess, but I went to the gym. I didn't go to a retail store, which I probably paid for because I did the sauna too. And I think I got dehydrated on Tuesday. I had to take some Powerade and chicken noodle soup today. I was lethargic all day. So I think I just got too much of, dehydration. So I'm really trying to hydrate myself. Wasn't feeling well. But what they don't understand is if we go into negative interest rates, it is going to be a fee for you for the banks to hold your money. Now, it may not be on terms of, okay, the bank say I have to pay $9.99 a month for this, for my money. It may be you deposited $1,000 and without using any of that money, right, it's $999 or $998 after deposit. So that's what negative interest rates look like. But then the banks will pay you to take out debts or to take out loans. So it would be some incentive you would get consumers to take out loans, to take out debt. But this is the catch-22 behind it. That if the negative rates go to zero, it's going to crash the dollar or depreciate the dollar or destroy the dollar, right? Thank you for the digital love on Facebook. Meaning that if it destroys the dollar, right, your dollar will have less purchasing power, which means you're going to see prices increase. There are already prices increased right now in groceries, about 2.6%. Groceries are higher. You're going to see a gradual price increase with gas in the next upcoming weeks and months. Let me read my statements. That $1,200 burning hole in people's pockets. Hello, are we getting another stimulus check? Georgia Land, I'm assuming you just came in on YouTube, but it has to pass the Senate. The Senate is made up of Republicans. As my aunt said, Nancy Pelosi wrote the stimulus herself, right? And you know how the Senate feels about her. So, more than likely not. I do like what it's stating about essential workers getting a $13 pay on top of their regular pay, premium pay. I do like the concept of no interest or payments on student loans. I do like the concept of it offering $1,200 per dependent, meaning your college child or your older children or adults that live with you. And I do like the fact that it includes immigrants at this time, immigrants and their TIN number. How to get a 800 credit score LLC. Thank you so much on YouTube for that $25 super chat. You all make sure you follow and subscribe to that channel on YouTube. Thank you so much, my king, for that love, that digital love, and that $25 super chat on YouTube. So it has to pass through the Senate. It's to be voted upon this Thursday, and Donald Trump has already made a statement that stimulus is dead on arrival, DOA. So it's highly unlikely. So also just know that when you are deferring these payments, it's affecting your credit score. It's showing as slow or late payment due to a natural disaster, which is affecting your credit score in a negative way. Even though these student loans payments, mortgage payments, credit card payments are deferred until August or September, mortgages up to July, people are seeing 50 points or more credit score drop or decrease. And so people that were going to pull equity out of their homes and refinance, their credit scores are dropping, they're not able to. So even if the feds lower interest rates or we go to negative interest rates, because we're already right at zero, so we go to negative interest rates where They will pretty much pay you because banks operate off cash flow. I know a lot of people think banks make their money in interest. That's not true to a certain degree. Banks make their money off of cash flow. They need people paying them every month, not defaulting on their credit or their loans, right? And so if banks don't have cash flow, they will be bankrupt. The interest rate is to just keep you locked in to giving them cash flow for longer periods of time, right? So if banks don't have consumers paying them or they're defaulting or bankruptcy on their loan and their homes, then that put banks in a position to go bankrupt. And so the negative interest rates will offer incentives such as paying consumers to take out loans and have low interest rates. If you have over a 720 FICO score, it is so easy right now to get approved for Navy Fed and Penn Fed, and they have great balance transfer offers going on right now. The secret, I'm giving you all a secret to Navy Fed is pretty much having that 720 credit score, having yourself in good standing, having some money balance in your checking account, and having direct deposits set up. I have a third of my checks or my deposit going directly to Navy Fed direct deposit every month. So that's just a little hint, right? Yeah, and Navy Fed does have 0% interest rate balance transfer on their Platinum card to 2021. And Penn Fed also have it on their Signature Visa rewards cards as well. And also, their Power Cash rewards cards. So even if, be a part of your local federal credit union if you cannot get into Navy Fed, right? And definitely apply for Penn Fed. Definitely apply for Penn Fed. You don't need a family or someone connected for Penn Fed, right? And so Penn Fed is a credit union you need to make your friend as well. So what's happening is that only the elite moving ahead in credit is going to take advantage of negative interest rates, right? Of negative interest rate. Does my company have, I think you meant to say have, it says have. Does my company have check system and early warning issues? What company are you talking about on YouTube? L. Johnson says people better start stacking. Yes, hurricane season is coming. And so what that does is if we go to negative interest rates, we're going to enter hyperinflation and inflation. My daughter called it inflammation. I try to explain it to her. Some people might enter inflammation as well, right? But meaning that prices are going to double on everyday items. Groceries and gas is going to start there first by June and July. So the more, even if this stimulus was passed, it's going to cause prices to increase, right? Because the more money that's distributed into the economy, the more production has to be made. And so now you're not getting any incentives for really keeping cash or keeping your money in the banks, right? And so it's best to get your credit so you can get some of this cheap debt. And what that would cause if we go into negative interest rates is that stocks would be more higher, more costly, and the real estate market will be higher. Actually, real estate and auto market right now is really plummeting. And then you have auto manufacturers who are going back to work, But check this out. I read an article on the auto manufacturers. It's stating that when they return to work, they have to complete a daily questionnaire concerning their health. Of course, their temperature has to be checked. They have to wear gloves and masks and a total face guard. And they have to be in 6 feet away from their co-workers. I'm like, who would want to work under those conditions? So they'll be in total isolation. That has to be dreadful, I think, to go to work every day under those conditions. Face masks, full face mask, face guard, gloves, mask every day, a daily questionnaire, and you can't even while you're in the warehouse working, you know, as they say, chop it up with your coworker, because you all have to be isolated. That seems like a slave-driven type system. Who would want to go to work under those conditions like that? So, let me read some of these comments. Do I help with credit checks? I do not. That's not an area, Mary Walker, that I specialize in. Easy says I recommend Digital Federal Credit Union, the best bank ever I've had. I am a disabled veteran and receive Social Security. I get paid 3 to 4 days early. Good job. Digital Federal Credit Union, easy. What are the qualifications to be a member of that? And remember, when I am discussing credit unions, it's all about membership. They work under different rules and guidelines that banks do, especially with lending, right? Sean says EU is already sorry, people just random. I think they do that on purpose when I'm live. But let me read. Hold on, let me get my glasses on. Read these comments. EU is already in 0% interest rate territory. Savers become losers quickly, right? They're desperate and they want people to stimulate the economy, hence they penalize our savers and incentive people to borrow. We don't have many people saving anyway in this economy. Let's be honest. We have 1 out of 4 Americans that even have $400 in savings, right? So the whole part of this is what's going to be detrimental is causing prices to dramatically go 10 times higher than what we're used to seeing. Groceries, again, already 2.6% higher. Gas prices are going to be higher. Easy said anyone can apply. So that's Digital Federal Credit Union. You all can look that up. It says anyone can apply. Corey, I guess Corey is coming in. There's another check coming. Try to stay safe. Okay. Again, thanks. How to get an 800 credit score, LLC, for that $25 super chat on YouTube. You all definitely need to subscribe to that channel. And no, more than likely there will not be another stimulus check coming because it has to pass through the Senate and through the Republican Party. So what do we do from here? Even if you are deferring your payments, whether it's your mortgage, your credit card, your student loans, you all need to get free accounts with Experian and Credit Karma to see if your credit score has dropped, right? Because what is going to happen, people now more than ever is depending on credit to make up for loss of job, loss of income. A lot of these jobs are not coming back. Lamar Fleming says both parties want to pass it. And Lamar, that's not true. President Trump and the Republican, the head of the Senate Republican, McCollum, said they do not want to pass this bill. President Trump said the bill is DOA, dead on arrival. That's his quote exactly. So no, both parties does not want to pass it. Someone said, I'm still waiting on my stimulus. Your deadline to get that first stimulus was the 13th of this month. So I hope you went on the IRS website, because the deadline to request that was May 13th. If you still haven't received your first stimulus, and at least put in a request. What happened to some people with their first stimulus is they had gotten, through whoever filed their taxes, right, advance or early pay, right? So they didn't have their checking accounts connected to their tax returns. They got an advancement pay through the company that did their taxes, and so that was the checking account information that the IRS had in file, and a lot of their stimulus was not directed deposit into a checking or their checking account as a result. That's why when you file your taxes, you should not be in such a desperate situation where you are, or you have to get an advance or early pay, when filing your taxes. You should not be in a desperate situation. And I tell people all the time, I saw yesterday that people, credit problems first start with money management problems. Like I said, people yesterday were shopping as if we are not even in a recession. Another question I got, what's the best interest rate on savings account? Honestly, right now, I would not save money in a savings account, because you got prices that's, you got prices that increasing every day, so your cash is depreciating. The cash is depreciated because if it's just sitting and you're not gaining more interest that's beating pricing increase or inflation or hyperinflation, then your money is losing money if it's not moving. This, my shirt said, I make money moves. So your money should be moving right now. And so many people are looking at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is not losing any ground or purchasing power. Now, if you want to hold on for about 5 years, 3 to 5 years, for silver to double, is silver premium is at $15 a premium now. Now that may be a 5-year hold, but all of these are insurance mechanisms. But gold is expected to go, it's at 17, right at 1,700 now an ounce, and $3,000, maybe $3,000 by the end of the year. So instead of putting your money in a savings account, you need to put it, or I won't say need to, but financial education is put it in insurance, like physical gold, physical silver, or Bitcoin. Robert Kiyosaki tweeted, if you don't know him, he's the author of the #1 best-selling book on finance, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, tweeted that Bitcoin is expected to be $75,000. Some people are predicting it even more than that in 3 years. Some people are predicting 14,000 by June, and by September of this year, $30,000. So if your fiat money or printed money or dollars is in an insurance currency, Bitcoin is a digital currency that's appreciating in value, then you're not losing anything as far as value-wise when pricing increase. With the economy, you are keeping pace with the economy, right? And the pace of inflation, even hyperinflation. And so those are some things that people are moving their money out of stocks and into Bitcoins and altcoins and stable coins, right? So again, not financial advice. Another thing you need to invest in is credit. Definitely credit, because credit definitely will be your key to getting cheap debt, and having also, I think, credit cards as insurance against the dollar. Because if you have to make purchases with credit card for your everyday essentials, and you don't have a good credit card on file that you have 0% interest rate, then you need to invest in getting your credit up so you can get some of these 0% interest rate cards. No one should be having a credit card for emergency purposes that's paying double digits, or I mean not paying, but charging you double digits interest. If you have credit cards that's at 8, 9, 10%, 11%, 15%, 18%, 23%, you need to get out of there and you need to invest in credit repair. You need to move your dollars to invest in getting your credit repaired. All right, let me read some of these comments on YouTube. I have a lot that's coming up. It's stating, I think people on SSI with a payee are the ones who not received. Okay, you got people on SSI that have not received the first stimulus. Okay, they told you it will be deposited on the 13th. So hopefully, maybe Monday when you check your checking account, that deposit will be there. Sean says, I plan to use my credit and bank as leverage to acquire some of the wealth transfer that we're literally going through. Do you think there will be a bank reset? It's going to have to be something, because when people foreclose and bankrupts on their loans and they don't pay loans, something is going to happen. And you already have JP Morgan that has made a partnership, banking relationship with Coinbase, right? Someone just put Coinbase to handle ACH transactions. So yes, I do see maybe next year the dollar more digitalized. You got Visa right now that's making a chip, right, for cryptocurrency as well. So that's why Bitcoin is great to transfer, in my opinion, in what I'm doing, the digital dollar to. Besides that, you can also use Bitcoin to purchase. It's also great insurance, and you can also purchase things with Bitcoin as well. L. Johnson says, quick question. I've updated my address. How do I apply that to updating my credit card profile and remove the old ones? Not credit card profile, but credit profile. Okay, L. Johnson, you updated your address. Just know that's a great thing. Great first move to make, first. Also, any addresses on your credit profile that's connected to negative accounts, you need to get deleted off your credit report. To have a great credit profile, to give you more chances of getting approval for the better credit cards, you need to have one name, one address reporting, right? That's your personal profile area. Sometimes on Experian.com, if you sign up for that free. Now, you can't do this with TransUnion and Equifax online, but you can just go to your dispute center on Experian.com, click on personal information. Some of those addresses online can be automatically deleted, but if it's not automatically deleted, that means they are connected to negative accounts. And once you get the negative addresses removed, it's like warming up a butter knife to slice through butter. It makes it much easier to get those negative accounts removed. That's something people don't do in the credit restoration process. It's something my services do. And some companies charge up to just $150 just to do address deletion. With my credit consultation, it comes a part of that, right? No extra payment within the quote. And so then that has to be manually disputed if the addresses are connected to negative accounts from a different angle, and mostly using the 609 credit method just for that address removal only, but not for the account deletions that may be connected. You have to use a different 611 Fair Credit Reporting Act 611 dispute to get the accounts removed, right? So, and it's the way you have to verbalize the 609, and which is not asking for anything bearing your signature. Hello, my friend 5G is in the house on YouTube. Hello, Joshua on Facebook. Thank you so much for coming in and checking in. YouTube, make sure you all hit those thumbs up. YouTube like the algorithm. Facebook, make sure you like and share. L. Johnson, you are so welcome for that. Also, you all check your credit scores. If you have any deferred payments, thank you for the digital love, Josh. You have any deferred payments that you are making, make sure you have a free Credit Karma account and a free Experian account, Experian.com, to see if your credit score has taken a dip or a dive. You don't want to apply for things to get the shock of your life that your credit score is 50 or 100 points lower than what you thought or predicted. Thank you, Miss Kearney, so much. I'm so proud of Miss Kearney, you all. She's on Facebook following me, or she's on my live stream on Facebook. She signed up with me for her home-based business last year, got $1,000 more in her taxes, right, when she filed taxes this year. Tomorrow, I'm going live on why you need a home-based credit repair business. You can go to my website, www.fixbadcredit.com. The home-based business that I'm referring to is in that tab. You need to get more money in, people. You need more cash flow. You can't depend on the government at this time, right? You cannot depend on the government at this time. The stimulus will not pass. So you need to make your home a cash flowing machine. And people, I'm telling you, you got to do it with credit. You know these deferred payments are lowering people's credit scores. You know that FICO 10 is coming in July, that's going to help, or going to lower 40 million. It's over 80 million Americans right now with bad credit. And when the government does not go through with funding or with the stimulus, you have to be your own business and be your own bank. I don't know any other recession-proof business you can do for under $230 right now to get started, that's going to bring you 10 ways to get more money into your household. There are businesses right now, people are teaching business courses how to start online business from anywhere to $1,000 to $5,000 to invest in those classes. Kendra Finch, thank you so much on YouTube for that $20 super chat. Miss Kendra Finch, and thank you so much for being a faithful follower. I can tell you what, the people that give me super chats on my channel, they will always be a lifelong access to me as far as anything that they need help with in the credit arena, right? So if you just come on, you don't give the super chat, you won't get that lifelong access to me if some credit issues come up. But for my faithful followers and those that give those super chats, you know, you send those emails, I will consult with you, communicate with you, text with you. But you know, so those are the advantages of giving super chats on my channel, is that you have that access to me, Queen of Credit, to help you with your credit. And so people, you have to take this into your hand. And I also know most people didn't get those stimulus now, whether they were beauticians, nail techs, barbers, because they were receiving cash payments. They wasn't filing their income to the IRS, right? And so now, or maybe they owe child support, or maybe they owe student loans, and that may have gotten garnished. And so they didn't report all of their income with the IRS, and now they're not in position to even get the stimulus. So you have to be your own bank right now, people. I'm telling you, once you join with me, you need to be ahead of the wave, right? You don't have to invest $1,000. You don't have to invest $5,000. You need to get ahead of the wave because people are desperately going to need credit repair. So why not start your own home-based credit repair business? Again, FICO 10 is scheduled to take place in July of this year, right? Which is going to lower 40 million Americans' credit score by 20 to 40 points. All right, hi Queen, hope all is well. I just filed 2018-2019 tax returns. I haven't received the stimulus check. Is the IRS, hold on. Is the IRS still processing tax returns they are still processing tax returns. It's just a slower process, especially with more cases now being reported in the White House. So they are, and so since you just did it, you probably missed out on that opportunity to get that stimulus. But they are still processing. It's just a slower process. JH on YouTube asks, do you help with funding? Yes, JH, I do help with business funding. Another thing we need to discuss, business credit. You need to get the invisible credit. You know, Trump always talk about the invisible enemy. Get the invisible credit with your business credit, meaning you want the business credit cards that will not report on your credit report personally, right? So I will go over tomorrow the best credit cards of 2020. The best credit cards of 2020, that's on tomorrow live stream. The best cashback rewards cards, the best rewards cards, best travel cards, even though many are not traveling now. The best balance transfer cards, low interest credit cards, right? Have you all ever heard of, for example, Andrews Federal CU? Right, Andrews Federal CU, the best credit cards for building credit. You need primary credit cards to build credit, and you're on YouTube. Once I upload this video, there will be the links in the description of 2 $5,000 primary trade line cards you need to apply for to help you build credit, right? Best credit cards for students, you know, best credit cards for groceries, right? So, but I'm telling you, what time tomorrow? I don't know. I try to shoot for 7 or 8 o'clock on the on Sundays. So my time is Central Standard Time. So let's say 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Let's shoot for 8 o'clock Eastern Time. So that's my update on stimulus. You all need to partnership with me. Again, under $230 for the home credit repair business. You get ahead of the wave. So many ways to get paid. You want to be a part of Monique, the home credit repair business. Go to my website. I put it in this link, www.fixmycreditconcash.com. Let me put it back in there. Let me put the link back in there. I have a BBA in finance and accounting. Hold on, I'll read that. I'm going to read your comment. Let me copy and paste my link for her. You will see home-based business info in there. So it's just kind of hard for me on this computer. All right. So yeah, fixmycreditconcash.com. You'll see home-based business info. I think I put that in there right. I don't know. But yeah. I have a BBA in finance and accounting and doing nothing with my knowledge. All right, Monique, well, let's join up. Let's join up. What's the best invisible credit card to get for business? Chase Business Inc. Chase Business Inc. And when you go to my YouTube, I have the link in there. easy to get signed up for, great cash back reward points and incentive. I went to Los Angeles Lakers game last year live to watch them play the Clippers. I had enough cashback rewards points to pay for the entire trip for my daughter and I. So definitely Chase Business Inc. And if you use my referral link in my YouTube link, I will help coach you and consult you through the process of exactly, what's best for your application to get funding. Credit Millennial, hello, thanks for tuning in to my site. Senate, or to my live, Senate had to pass it through. The president has to sign the bill into law before and President Trump has already stated that it's DOA, dead on arrival. But I really did like the concept of that bill. They don't, how they feel about Nancy Pelosi. So the likelihood of that passing the Republican or Senate is, a miracle at this point. Again, President Trump really want to push zero negative interest rates. You're welcome, Perry. I'm not sure that's going to. I think that's coming in the near future. But what will come with that also is high pricing, increase in pricing, and you need to have your credit position because you can buy assets. It will be cheap debt out there, but it will cause prices increase as well. But you need to position yourself to take advantage of that cheap debt, right? And they will, in incentive, pretty much pay you or give you like a rewards. Just like with credit cards, you have incentive to use certain companies' credit cards. They give you cash back rewards, they give you dining rewards, they give you travel rewards, they give you Citi has a double cashback credit cards. And that's how negative interest rates will work as well. You will have some incentives and rewards for being in a position to get access to that cheap debt, right? But also there will be consequences or negatively for storing your money in bank. So the rich and wealthy say, stocks will be higher. So a lot of Warren Buffett has already moved his $1 billion out of stocks. So the king of stocks is moving his money out. A lot of people already ahead. You have some middle class people that saying they're trying to buy stocks. I'm expecting the stock market crash bigger soon as a result of negative interest rates and so much money into the economy. So many people in unemployment right now. We still have states like California and Texas who have thousands of people that have not received their unemployment benefits yet, right? Yeah, so hyperinflation, deflation is here where we saw a lowering of gas pricing, right? And then it's going to be a doubling of the gas prices again, hyperinflation, and groceries are already at 2.6%. A lot of farmers had to discard or get rid of their grocery products, their milk, because of transit problems, which is so unfortunate because we're going to have people that can't afford groceries and even people that's receiving the unemployment, which I have no argument with. But if you're receiving the unemployment, then you can't receive the SNAP, which is the food program, or what they used to call in my days food stamps, which you are receiving enough. Some people at $800, $900 a week. So they're saying you should be able to buy your own groceries without additional assistance from the government, which I can't say I disagree with, but we're going to have a grocery crisis coming up. So if you have money right now, please don't go out and buy you a new Louis bag. Men, don't go out and buy you a new toy, a new motorcycle, a new suit, new Cole Haan shoes, a new watch. Ladies, you don't need a new Louis V at this time. You don't need a new outfit. And the clubs hadn't even opened yet. So next week, you have the club and casinos that are set to open. And people are going to spend recklessly. Just recklessly. And this is not the time for that. This is not the time. we need to expect the best and prepare for the worst. We are higher unemployment right now than the biggest economic disaster to ever hit the United States, which was the Great Depression. Percentage wise, I know many people say, well, our population is larger. No, percentage wise, we are higher than the Great Depression. Not numbers wise. That should raise an eyebrow. Some people that's receiving unemployment do not know if their jobs are coming back ever. The auto industry is crashing right now. The home industry real estate is. They don't know if this is coming back. There are vehicles on the shores of Los Angeles, Nissan vehicles, that have been on the shores and ships for 2 weeks because they have nowhere to store new vehicles because people are not buying new vehicles. Some of these airlines, smaller airlines, are not coming back. People, this is going to make 2008 look like a scratch, a flesh wound of what we're going to enter into. All right, more questions. There's no inflation with the down pressure caused by unemployment. J.H. said 90% of people you're talking to about are going to go back to work. And yeah, they might go back to work in 30 days, but how long they go back to work? See, when they go back to work in 30 days, this is going to some people are getting paid now more than unemployment than they were in their jobs, right? So they'll go back to work in 30 days. This cuts the unemployment. And I read something today that said Donald Trump wants everybody to go back to work by the end of May. So now, let's say you go back to work and you furloughed or your hours are reduced, and you're not even making more working than unemployment. Now what? Or you go back to work and your job only stays operable for 4, maybe 8 weeks, right? Oil prices are increasing. Gas prices are increasing. Oil is still about, what, is it $27 or $37 a barrel? I think it's, I forgot, I read the article. I think it's $27 a barrel. Oil needs to be at $50 per barrel crude oil to be profitable. You got JCPenney that's filing bankrupt. You got 𝒞𝓄 that has filed bankrupt. All of these retail stores, these are jobs that are not coming back. The automobile industry is suffering. And you have people that works on oil rigs that, because crude oil is not at the price it needs to be operable, that are getting laid off by the thousands, right? So gold will have a comeback 5G. Predicted that gold will be at $3K maybe at the end of this year. It's currently at right around $1,700 an ounce. Bitcoin will be excelling, increasing as well this year. The key we're transiting to a new monetary system. Yes, the writing is on the wall. That is so true. So you don't want to save, or I wouldn't say, I'm not giving financial advice, I wouldn't save printed dollar with I need something that's going to increase as prices increase. And the dollar is dying. It will not do that. The more stimulus are distributed out, the more it's going to increase prices for everyday goods and services, particular gas and groceries. Annie Taylor, thank you on YouTube. Another $20 super chat. Thank you all so much. It's $65 worth of super chat. You will be in my Golden Girls or Guys Club. Golden Girls and Guys Club means you have access to me to ask to give you any help or questioning that I would not answer live or for free with your credit and situations, right? Thanks, 5G. And 5G, thank you so much for being a moderator and for your support as well. And thank you all for those thumbs up. I think we have about 90% thumbs up for the people that's watching on YouTube. So thank you all so much. There's only threat if there's a second go round. JH, what do you mean a second go round of what? The Fed is pumping up this system with funny money. Yes, they are. Right? How can you buy silver, gold, or Bitcoins? 3 different platforms. And thank you again, Annie Taylor, for the $20 super chat. Coinbase is the decentralized platform, meaning that you cannot transfer your Bitcoin from another platform to Coinbase. But Coinbase has just made a banking relationship with JP Morgan, right? So let's say, for example, if you had Bitcoin in Robinhood and you want to transfer it to Coinbase, Coinbase is decentralized, meaning it will not allow you to do that. But I do like Coinbase credibility for holding Bitcoin, because when you hold something that's predicted to increase in value, you want it on a secure wallet. And I do like Coinbase credibility because there's numerous things that Coinbase had to pass in order, guidelines, rules, regulations, laws that they had to pass in order to get JP Morgan in the banking relationship. My second option or second platform that I love as well is crypto.com. I also have the link in this video when I download, when I end live, in the description. I love crypto.com because you get, and Coinbase is moving to this with some of their blockchain and altcoin and stable coins as well. Well, not stable coins, but altcoins and blockchain, where you can earn rewards. But MCO have the best rewards. Like if you have Bitcoin, for example, in MCO, and you agree that you're going to hold that Bitcoin for up to 6 months, they'll pay you out a 6% rewards on top of what you're gaining in Bitcoin. You can't beat that. So if you use this referral link, you'll get free $50 of MCO. MCO is cryptos.com coin, and you have to have so many MCOs and CROs to qualify for those payout rewards. And crypto.com have a great rewards credit cards when you're holding Bitcoins, altcoins, and blockchains in their wallets. Some of the blockchains that I'm purchasing through crypto.com, okay, you all said, let me try to put a link, that's not available on Coinbase, for example, is Cardano and VeChain, right? So those are not available on Coinbase and for you to acquire, but you can get it on crypto.com. Let me see if I can even pull it up. When I upload, I don't think I can pull it up because I don't know it by heart. All right, you all want that link? Hey, no. Yeah, so they probably, Jamie, they probably don't know who that person is you're referencing to. You're welcome, 5G. 5G, I was telling everyone, I wasn't sure if I was even going to go live today because I wasn't feeling well. I think I had dehydrated. I went to the gym, got in the sauna, and I pretty much dehydrated. I had to get some Powerade and get some sodium back in my body, drink a lot of water, and then I started feeling better. After this, I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to go live, but I'm glad I'm feeling better. All right, this is the link. And if you all don't know, the comment made was that they were hating, let me see, what did he put? JP Morgan also made a partnership. Yeah, they sure did, with Gemini as well. And if you all don't know, JP Morgan at one time made it, they said Bitcoin was a scam. They didn't want their employees to invest in it. They found out any of their employees was holding or investing in any Bitcoin, that they would be fired. And now they are joining in on the Bitcoin ride. So you definitely, you don't want to do what they say, right? You want to do what they do. You're welcome so much, Annie Taylor. Thank you so much. So I have Coinbase and Crypto.com because both of them serve different purposes, right? And I also do still have some Robinhood. I do have some Robinhood as well because I already had some stocks in Robinhood, and I just pretty much cashed out of my stocks. I see the writing on the wall with the stock market. Someone asked me, oh, you're on Facebook right now? So let me put this in my Facebook link. Mr. Perry, you asked me about the best business reward cards to qualify for. So I will put this in my Facebook Live as well. But if you know anything about Jamie Dimon rigged the silver market, and he might short Bitcoin to buying low by the dip. You're speaking some real advanced things. So let me try to elaborate on what you're commenting, and I do love your comments. So what you all don't know about is that JP Morgan and Perry, I'm going to put this in. This is the link to that Chase business card for you, Perry, on Facebook. So this is the Chase business credit that I recommend. Sean is saying Jamie Dimon, head of JP Morgan, rigged the silver market, and he might short Bitcoin to buy in low. So what he's saying is, Jamie Dimon, the head of JP Morgan, thank you, Perry, for the digital love. What you all have to understand is, let's give a little history behind this. JP Morgan, the Rockefellers, let me make sure I got this right. Dale Carnegie. All of these did not want money, credit, and taxes taught in school. They did not want the American people, the kids, students, us, to know what real money is or was. They did not want us to know constitutional-wise that gold and silver is real money. They don't want this curriculum taught in schools. You got the Henry Fords, because their philosophy was, we do not want to create thinkers, and this is a direct quote, we want to create workers. Okay, let me say that again. In the school systems, it says we do not want to create thinkers. John D. Rockefeller quote directly. You can go to Google it. I do not want a nation of thinkers. I want a nation of workers. So, in 1903, John D. Rockefeller created the General Education Board, the GEB, in 1903 to dispense the Rockefeller funds to education. So what that means is, in 1903, John D. Rockefeller pretty much told education, this is what you are going to teach. Dale Carnegie as well was a part of this, because again, their whole agenda is, we don't want to create a nation of thinkers, we want to create workers. And this is how the school system is shaped still today. So even when you go to colleges and universities and you see the Dale G. Carnegie Hall and the Dale G. Carnegie Library, all of this is systematically done because they don't want you all or us to know or to be entrepreneurs or take away your creative mind. Everything, raise your right hand, walk on the right side of the hallway, work from bell to bell. All of that is to get you accustomed to being a worker. Have you ever asked yourself, for example, why is it much easier for an 18-year-old child to get thousands of dollars in student loan debt than it is for them to qualify for a mortgage? Thank you, Essential Everyday Worker. Why is it so much easier for an 18-year-old child to get thousands of dollars of student loan debt than it is for them to qualify for a mortgage. Because your very first indoctrination into being indebted and enslaved to the system happens when you graduate college and get into student loan debt. When you graduate high school and immediately get into student loan debt, you have just signed your life to be indebted to the system. You'll always be, as my young students say, hustling backwards. You're knee deep. As soon as you twist that tassel, throw your cap off, if you go to college and get in student loan debt. And so, with that being said, JP Morgan has suppressed the financial system. They are the pioneers of banks. He is the leader, the JP Morgan, the leader of banks. And what they did since 2011, they have also hoarded 350 million ounces of silver. 350 ounces of silver. That's 38% of the world's population. 350 ounces of silver, people. And so the price of silver as a result of JP Morgan also has been suppressed. Right? So the Department of Justice this year is supposed to make a ruling against JP Morgan for doing this, because he also made a quote that silver and gold is real money, everything else is credit. Because silver and gold cannot be manipulated. It holds its true value. For anything to be considered money, it has to hold its intrinsic value. That's what silver, gold, and Bitcoin does. Bitcoin, as of today, is not manipulated by the feds. And you're right, people need to read the creature from Jekyll Island to even understand who the federal government is. The federal government is not feds, it's not government, right? And is not a bank. The families I just talked about originated and started. So the people during the Great Depression, they knew they were against federal governments. They knew what the federal governments would do. So then you have in 1971, it became illegal for citizens to eat. Well, the gold standard, right? The dollar used to be backed by gold, meaning that they could only print as much as they physically had gold in a possession, right? Now it's unlimited printing because 1971, Richard Nixon took it or removed it from the gold standard. That's why the feds now can put out trillions and trillions, but that comes with a price. It's going to come with higher prices on our everyday goods and services and higher taxes. So, in 1930, I think 34, they made it illegal for citizens to have money, gold in their possession. And the government possessed it, and you either got 10 years in jail or $10,000 fine. This is what printed money used to look like. It would have one silver dollar, meaning that you could give this money for someone for exchange of goods and services, and they can go and retrieve the real money, right? The real money, which was silver, or you have this. This is how printed money used to look in gold coin, meaning that you can go receive the actual silver and gold, the real money. So that's why whenever more money is distributed, whether it's stimulus or digitalized or unemployment or whatever, silver and gold has to be used for the accounting and the reset, because it is real money. And I always have to reset this dollar system, right? So I didn't mean to go there, but let me read that. The Federal Reserve Queen. Okay, the Federal Reserve Queen. I have a couple of co-workers that want to get their credit fixed. I need more help on my back office to share with them. the home-based business. I am off Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. You are so, okay, Annie, text me Thursday, right? And we will do that. But Annie, real quick to answer that question for you too while I'm live. When you log on, when you log in, you should use your email and password that you created. Go to Biz Services. Click on Biz Services and you will see my capture page. Or if they are ready to enroll and you need to see if they have went on your page, but if they need to know more information, then send them to howtoshiftmyincome.com. Send them to their website and tell them to watch those short videos, 4 short videos. After they watch the videos, to reach back out to you. You're off work Thursday. And after they have watched the videos, because there's no need to have a conversation with them if they don't have a foundation or clue of what the home-based credit repair business does. So make sure that they've invested their time to watch those videos. After they did that, then I really prefer to set up a 3-way call if needed, so that Brian, my millionaire mentor, can do a quick 3-way with them upon his availability, because Brian has been doing home-based business for 20 years, right? He can sell ice to an ice Eskimo. And so all of my people go through Brian, but make sure they have at least have an idea of why they need this home-based business, other than it's a credit repair, which 80 million Americans have bad credit and will have bad credit in this recession. But they also need to know how they're going to save against taxes that come out of their paychecks. You had 6.2% taxes out of your paycheck. Then you have inflation, which is the second tax, which means price increasing. And so more people are talking about saving money. You need to get more money out your paycheck first. So people are getting $200 to $600. Those who still have a job need the extra income to fight against inflation. And so this home-based business not only helps them repair their credit at a very affordable price, but it also helps them get more money out of their paychecks so they can have more money to fight against inflation. If you're always living paycheck to paycheck, you'll always have bad credit, people. You have to get more cash flow in. So just send me a text on Thursday, Annie, and we will set that up. All right, you all. So let me go and drink me some more Powerade, and I'll probably watch Lifetime. Join me tomorrow, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm going to discuss the best credit cards of 2020 and why you need to partnership with me in this home-based credit repair business, getting prepared to make big, big money when FICO 10 hits in July, right? Sean says, and I'm signing off, or no, let's read Essential every day. Says, my kids call me crazy when I told them not to get their student loan, chain around their neck. I think it just went down. When I told them not to get their student loan chain around their neck, now as a mom, I'm in student loan prison for them, student loan forgiveness. Annie, I sure hate that. But yeah, it's more affordable ways if your child want to go to college. Thank you to Auntie, I love you. Is to send them to if you can send them to community college the first 2 years to get those prerequisites, right? At all things, try not to get that chain around their neck and student loan debt. Okay. I am good at investing in silver. I am hooked. Well, good, Annie. I'm so glad. Stack that silver. Yep. You all don't forget about my silver stacking report. But I was trying to read what Sean said about, okay, our education system was built for agricultural age and we're in information age, It is time to revamp the whole system, but they're not going to teach you about money, credit, and taxes in school. YouTube has the best teacher, right? So, stay tuned to YouTube University. Follow me on Facebook. Congress don't want the gold standard because the gold standard, the budget, I always have to be balanced. Congress don't want the gold and silver standard because it can't be taxed. See, this is the only thing that can be taxed. And that's why I tell people you're hustling backward, because when you work a job for dollars, you're getting taxed 40%. So if you don't have a home-based business, every dollar you earn, you're only bringing 60 cents of the dollar home. That's why this home-based business is the paycheck checkup, paycheck checkup, to help you get more of your money back. What if you can bring 80 cents or 90 cents of every dollar you earn through your job home? And that's where we go into 𝒤𝓾𝓒, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, the Cashflow quadrant. People think their mortgage is their biggest expense. They don't understand taxes and the second inflation is coming is your biggest expense, people. You are human resources. That's why your job has HR department called human resources, which means the government tax your human labor. They couldn't tax gold or silver money. So they start printing their own money, right, to tax your labor. So if you're working hard for your labor and your money, why are you giving away to the feds throughout the year and paying the highest tax bracket? The rich will never pay taxes because they understand the power of home-based business and tax. Even if you're working from home, your employee is not giving you deductions for your utilities when you work from home. You're burning your HVAC 24/7. You have tax deductions for your cell phone, square footage of this square footage room I use for my tax deduction, the maintenance on your home. It has to be home-based, cannot be brick and mortar, right? Has to be home-based. And so all of these deductions you're missing, and I have some people that's working from home and they're not taking advantage of these, right? Essential, okay, well, let's go ahead, let's join. I'm looking for more people to partner with me in this home-based business. And credit repair, you're getting two. Yeah, you don't have to be a debt slave, and the dollar is a form of debt, so you have to learn how to save more of your money. You have to learn how to bring home more out of your paycheck and not pay high taxes, right? You're hustling backwards, as my students would say. You are hustling backwards. So what would you do if I can take you out of a 40% tax bracket of every dollar that you earn and put you in a 20% tax bracket? My recent testimonial, I talked about my Facebook friend who got $1,000 more in taxes. Let me give you this testimonial, and this is my third closing, as the pastor would say. A client signed up with me for home-based business last year. He grossed $148,000, right? Working at an oil rig, $148,000. All he wanted to do was break even. He said, I just want to break even. If I paid back $400 for 2018, so if I could just break even. You all know that he got $2,000 tax return back and $1,000 for state and $2,000 in federal, just because he added the home-based business, and that's on $148,000 income. So I have people that's making $40,000 and $50,000. They're happy because they get $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 back. What if you made $148,000 and you can get $3,000 back? Wouldn't you think that's a great deal? Oh man, he was so excited and elaborated about what he knew and came into about the power of a home-based business. So yeah, you want to join me tomorrow. We're going to discuss the power of a home-based business and getting back your money back from the feds, right? And the best credit cards for 2020. I thoroughly enjoyed you all. This is the Queen of Credit. This is to your health, your wealth, your credit and your cash flow, and to your peace and prosperity. Queen of Credit out.